Welcome to Murders and Minivans, where the coffee is cold, the kids are wild, and the crimes are absolutely unhinged. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Tally. Let's talk murders, motherhood, and why we trust absolutely no one.
The restaurant was just like a hallway. Like they just had booths on either side, and that was it. And I bet you there was 12. Like it was not a big place. Like you walk through the front door, and the one worker was. We kind of just stood and looked at each other. I'm like, can we sit down?
Oh, they probably get like takeout.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, because they could take out, cater, or dine in.
Yeah.
It was just very funny. I'm like, what?
It's like this never happens.
No, why are you here?
Yeah.
It was funny.
Before the studio's down, I was like, maybe we can get a camera and just record here first. I'm like, I don't even know how I'll make that work. But maybe. I don't know.
I think we're overcomplicating it in our brains. Like, I think if you just send me the video and the audio, and I just meld it together right away, then I can... And then you save it as a single file, and then I can just cut where we need to cut. But I'll cut less, obviously.
Yeah.
Because it'll be too much. Like, it'll be weird splicing everything together, especially if we're, like, moving. But I think I don't think it's going to be as bad as we think it is. I think we're stressing ourselves out about it.
You don't watch Love Is Blind, you wouldn't get my joke.
Uh-oh.
Never mind.
Isn't that bad?
They use these, like, gold wine glasses and goblets.
Oh, okay.
And they do it on purpose because they don't want you to see editing mistakes and like how they edit certain things. Because they edit it to make certain people look like the villain. That's just how reality TV is.
Yeah.
And so they have these green or gold goblets of wine.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it's become like such a thing with Love Is Blind seasons as it's gone on. And so like now you can purchase them, I think.
Oh, that's funny.
And so I'm like, oh, we should do that. Because then you won't be able to tell like the editing.
Mm-hmm.
But we just drink water now. Because we're lame.
We're lame.
Although I had a hot toddy because I was dying at the end.
That's her.
Mm-hmm. I thought of you.
Medium? Uh-oh.
Not in like a weird way, but the victim has a very, very similar career path that you did.
Oh, well, that's funny. I like to think I'm unique, but you know, we never are.
No. No. All right. It's November 16th, 2012. It's late at night in Willoughby Hills, which is like a quiet, almost idyllic suburb east of Cleveland.
Oh.
It's like rolling hills, gravel roads, houses that are like tucked into the tree line. Very cozy.
Cute.
The kind of place where neighbors wave when they drive past and nobody locks their doors. Like here.
Mm-hmm.
On Chagrin Drive, which is, I hope I am pronouncing that right, there's a 3-bedroom house on about an acre of land that backs up against a bed in the Chagrin River. There's a trampoline in the front yard, a little wooden playset with swings, a tiny bike with training wheels propped near the driveway. From the outside, it looks like the most normal, wholesome family home that you could imagine. And then a 13-year-old girl picks up the phone and dials 911. Her name was Megan. She was 13 years old, and she was watching her mother be stabbed to death.
Oh my, that took a turn real fast.
I'm so sorry.
I found that very shocking.
I know you so well that when I like read through, I'm like, reaction here.
Yeah, did you write pause for Stephanie?
No, I was like, she's going to react. I just know.
Holy.
What she said on that 911 call is going to stay with you. Are you okay, Mom? Are you okay? Stop, please. Oh my God, my mom's going to die. That call lasted nearly 4 minutes. Her 3-year-old half-sister Haley was hiding in the bedroom closet. The woman being stabbed was 41-year-old Lisa Knoefel. Knoefel? Yes, again, sorry about if I mispronounced. She was a child sex crime social worker for the Cuyahoga County and a mother of 2, and by the time police arrived, she was dead. The person who was holding the knife was Sabrina Zunich, an 18-year-old foster daughter that the Knoefels had taken in, and Lisa's husband, Kevin Knoefel, was at work, or so it seemed.
Oh, this is a very sad story already.
It's like, I consume a lot of true crime, but I always think of this one.
Oh.
So, in case you're wondering how I think of my cases, I'm like, let's just unload my brain first.
You know, I did actually look at fostering, but it's very restrictive in your lifestyle.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're going to go deep on this case today. Lisa Knoefel, I want to start with her because in these cases, the victim often gets lost in the noise of the crime itself, and I think Lisa needs to have her outstanding personality spoken of. Lisa had been a social worker for the Cuyahoga County Department of Children and Family Services for over a decade. She specifically worked in the sex abuse department, which is not an easy job. I would never know what that is like, but that sounds awful.
It's amazing that she was there for 10 years.
Yeah. So she was dealing with incest cases, kids who are both victims and sometimes offenders themselves, with parents who lie to your face, and children who are too scared to tell you the truth. You have to be quick, compassionate, and unflinching all at the same time. Her colleague, Mike Bachmiller, who had worked alongside her for years, said that she was incredibly compassionate, and he added that not everyone in that role manages to be. It takes a certain kind of person, and Lisa was that person.
And so quickly you can become jaded.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
So she had her first daughter, Megan, in 1999 during her first marriage to a man named Nick Zanella. That marriage ended in divorce in 2003. In 2006, she married Kevin Knoefel. They had a daughter together, Haley, in 2009. By all accounts, they were a family that was trying to do good. Lisa's job was to protect kids, and they opened up their home to foster kids who needed stability. Which
Aww, that's wonderful of them.
On top of like how stressful your job is.
I know, then she's bringing work home quite literally.
Yeah.
Oof, good for her.
I don't know. Yeah.
She's a saint.
Yeah. Now, Kevin Knoefel was 41 at the time of the murder. He drove a truck for the Gordon Food Services out of Cleveland, and he also had a second job with a bus company. So they weren't rich. But they actually had a prior home actually go into foreclosure at some point, but they did end up having this nice house on Chagrin Drive. And they had the girls, and they had become a licensed foster family. Before all of this, Kevin's criminal record was completely clean. Not a parking ticket, nothing.
Oh, I don't like how you're saying these things and where I feel like this is going.
Yeah, you know where this is going.
I think I know where it's going.
You have the history and the experience.
Yeah, this is not going to be good.
So now let's talk about Sabrina Zunich. So this is where it gets complicated, and I'm gonna try and be careful here because Sabrina's not easy to categorize. She is a person who committed an unimaginably brutal act. She is also a person who was herself catastrophically failed by the adults in her life from the very beginning. So Sabrina was born in 1994. Her mother had prior convictions including drug distribution to minors, and her father was a paranoid schizophrenic who frequently went off of his medication, and he got into alcohol-fueled rages, and he had domestic violence incidents throughout Sabrina's childhood. Police were regular visitors to that house on Regent Road in Whitcliffe.
Gosh, she wasn't set up for success, was she? Just struggle after struggle after struggle.
It's awful. A neighbor later told the press, "The police were over here a lot. Mark was always drunk." So Sabrina's father ended up dying in 2012. Reportedly, it was a drug overdose. But she had already been out of the house long before he actually passed away. She spent time in a county-run group home, and she was sent to a structured behavior modification facility called Emma Cayley Receiving Home in Paynesville. She had a known anger problem, and she had gotten into fights.
Well, duh, wouldn't you be angry?
For sure.
Gosh, that's sad.
I'm angry about much less.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here's what's interesting. Sabrina was apparently quite smart about how she managed perceptions. A former resident of the group said that Sabrina had made them think that she had a lot of problems because she wanted to not be there. She was performing instability to get placed somewhere she thought would be better. And the thing is, once she arrived at the Knoefel house, she genuinely seemed to stabilize on the outside. She transferred to Willoughby South High School. She had perfect attendance, never in trouble, never tardy. And the assistant principal clicked through her records and said that she had never been in trouble, not even once.
Wow.
She just completely blended in. And she kept to herself and did her schoolwork in the cafeteria. From the outside, she looked like a success. Sabrina was placed with the Knoefels when she was 16. Kevin was 41. According to prosecutors and Sabrina's own testimony, their relationship became sexual in the spring of 2012 when Sabrina was 17.
Ugh.
So I want to be really clear. Sabrina was a minor when this began.
Yeah.
She was a foster child in the legal and physical care of this man. She had a documented history of instability, poor attachment figures, and a desperate need for belonging. And Kevin Knoefel was a 41-year-old man in a position of parental authority over a vulnerable teenager who had never had a stable male figure in her life. So what happened between them was not a relationship. 100% what Kevin was doing here was grooming.
Mm-hmm.
So people who had been over to the house described the dynamic between Sabrina and Kevin as noticeable, too friendly and too close. Her friend Sam told reporters, quote, "I was over at that house and I just got this weird feeling from this dude. He was a touchy dude," unquote.
Oh, yuck. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Especially when teens pick it up too.
Yeah.
Like they're much more perceptive, I think, than like adults give them.
I think so too, because they're always watching. Because they're still, they don't realize it, but they're still learning, right?
Yeah.
So they're picking up on social cues.
I remember when I was a teen at other people's houses and I would just like watch their family constantly and I'm like,
yeah,
that's weird. Like I would just like clock certain things.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, from Sabrina's perspective, she had finally found what she had been looking for in her whole life. Somebody who paid attention to her and stuck up for her. Multiple friends said the same thing. Sabrina felt like Kevin was the only person who had ever really been in her corner. Quote, she said her dad was the only one that she got along with and he stuck up for her, unquote. She used the word dad.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yuck.
And Kevin, this 41-year-old, I don't even want to call him a man, gremlin.
D-bag.
Yeah, demon. Took that longing, that profound need for a father figure for stability and love, and he weaponized it. Here's where the story starts to get dark. Even more. Lisa was not oblivious. By the fall of 2012, she became suspicious of Kevin and Sabrina's relationship. She wanted Sabrina out of the house. But Sabrina had turned 18 in October of 2012, and legally, she could have left the foster care system at that point. Instead, she petitioned to remain in the Knoefel house to finish high school.
Okay,
So-
that's kind of understanding to finish high school, to make sure she stays in the community.
Yes. Technically, like most people, I think, and this is just everybody looking from the outside in, you know, she could have left, but she chose to stay because she believed that she had a future with Kevin.
Ew. It is tricky too, because there is money exchanging hands. So when you have foster placements, you do get some money. Nobody's getting rich doing this. I should say that, because sometimes I've heard the comment, "Oh, they're doing it for the money." It is peanuts, but it is something.
It's just like enough to cover like their food.
Yeah, groceries, and to help a little bit with like running the household, so like school supplies and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's mild. So just also, if she ages out of the system, the money could dry up unless she's working and paying rent. So like that could be a tricky piece too. And then of course one of the foster parents would have to sign off on it. But if there's already this weird relationship, he probably definitely signed off on it.
Oh, Brian's Baba used to foster a lot.
Neil's one aunt and uncle foster, and then adopted a lot of them.
Yeah. Like just angelic human beings.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Because it's very tricky. The States is a little unique because each state has their own regulations.
Yeah.
But when kids go into the foster system, like it's tricky. In the States in particular, you have until like the day you sign papers that the parents can try to get the kids back.
I've seen
It's
so many horror
crazy.
stories like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible. But each time, often, not all the time, but each time the kids go back with their parents, you risk traumatizing them again, because it's the back and forth, it's the instability. And it's at these crucial times, because these children are still developing, that you just continue. Sometimes mistakes happen and parents clean themselves up and then the kids go back, it's fine. Or you're fortunate and there's kinship care, so they can go with family instead of living with strangers. But if your child is already at the place where they have to go into child welfare, into a foster home, you have no kinship supports, it's just getting worse.
Oh my God.
Right? And then every time there's a back and forth, because it gives the child false hope. Oh, maybe I'll get to stay at home this time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I've read so many stories of that, of like 18-year-olds like just aging out of the system and never having been adopted.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horribly sad. Some foster parents are wonderful.
Yeah.
But like everything, like teaching and doctors and everything, a few bad people ruin it for everyone. So then everything is scary, right? There are wonderful people out there, but there are even less bad people, and the bad people make it awful for everybody.
Yeah. It's tricky too, because I hear a lot of the stories about like when maybe teen moms or like people who did not plan on getting pregnant have a baby and then they give it up for adoption, and there's like parents that are lined up for it, and this happens a lot, like it's often, and she'll sign the papers or whatever, but then she has, like you said, up until like a certain point, and then she changes
hand that
her
baby
mind.
over. Mm-hmm.
And then it's just sad for everyone. Like there's just, it's so awful because you feel for the mom because you know what it's like, and you feel for the adoptive parents who want this child.
Yeah,
Like,
especially if
so
they couldn't have
badly.
it themselves
Yeah.
or something. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
If this is their first chance at being a parent, family. Oh, horrible.
the world is terrible.
It is.
Anyways, Kevin in that same period actually contacted Sabrina's social worker and floated the question that if he and Lisa were to divorce, could Sabrina stay with him?
Ew. No.
So he was already planning an exit, just the method was still being decided. Mm-hmm. And then on the morning of November 15th, 2012, the day before Lisa died, Kevin was driving Sabrina to school. But he pulls over and he starts crying. A
What?
41-year-old gross man crying.
Douchebag.
He told Sabrina that he and Lisa had a terrible fight the night before, and he told her that he was going to kill himself if Lisa wasn't dead.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What a terrible excuse for a man.
Mm-hmm.
Putting that weight on a child.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He told a teenager that he would commit suicide if his wife wasn't dead.
A teenager who's already been through it, has her own shit, her own baggage, and then this sorry excuse for a man puts that on a broken teenager.
Yeah.
Asshole.
So he's quite literally placing the entire weight of his survival or the threat of his death onto the shoulders of a girl who, like you said, loved him.
That's horrible.
That is emotional coercion at its finest. According to the indictment and Sabrina's testimony, this wasn't a sudden impulse. Kevin had been building toward this for months. He told Sabrina that Lisa was worth more dead than alive.
Oh, insurance.
Yeah, so it was a reference to Lisa's $785,000 life insurance policy. And he told Sabrina which specific knife to use. He demonstrated how to twist it in the body.
What?
Yeah.
How does he know this? He's a truck driver. How's his Google?
Truck drivers are... Sorry, I don't want to generalize. There's a lot. I just watch a lot. I consume a lot of like horror where there's the truck drivers, and I'm like, oh. Truck drivers are great. They make our supply chain system run.
Yes. Thank you for listening to our podcast.
Yes, thank you. I just sometimes I'm like, what are you guys doing on the road?
Murder
What are
spree.
you doing there? Again, this is just the content that I consume. So, again, bad apples ruining it for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, so he discussed making the murder look like a burglary, going through her jewelry, and he suggested that Sabrina could even cut her own legs to make it look like self-defense. So he coached her and he rehearsed with her. And he told her that if she got caught, she could just say she didn't remember or claim insanity. And then he went to work. And he let a teenager that he had groomed and manipulated do what he had spent months preparing her to do.
This is a flippin' nightmare. Did he think for any amount of time about his own children?
Oh, well, why would you do that?
Oh.
So, November 16th, 2012, Lisa was asleep in her room. Haley, 3 years old, was somewhere in the house, and Megan was in her room. Sabrina went into Lisa's room with a 12-inch knife.
Even our mouths are tired.
I think so, yeah. The medical examiner counted 178 stab wounds.
Oh, there's something wicked.
Yeah, and
that's a very different...
it's exhausting.
It's a
when you
lot of
think about it.
pressure.
Yeah.
You'd have to snap.
Oh, yeah.
Or be so desperate. So maybe so desperate for this life that he promised you.
He did. He said that he was going to pay for her tuition.
Yeah, there you go. She wanted this life. Yeah.
62 to the head and neck alone. Some went as deep as 3 inches. 27 to the torso, reaching into her chest cavity and lungs. 89 to her arms and legs. The injuries that you get when you're trying to fight somebody off. Lisa fought hard. She was still alive during part of this, and she was wearing her wedding ring when her body arrived for autopsy. Her 13-year-old daughter was on the phone with 911, screaming at Sabrina to stop. When the police officer arrived and pulled into the driveway, Megan ran out the front door and told them to hurry. Her foster sister was stabbing their mother to death. He went down to the hallway, and he ordered Sabrina to come out with her hands raised. She did. She was covered in blood from head to toe, sobbing and holding the knife. He secured her and went into the bedroom. Lisa was dead. Little Haley was in the closet crying.
Holy moly. Thank God that she didn't turn on the girls.
Yeah.
It shows how twisted it was that she didn't. Like, she had a singular focus, and it was to impress douchebag. Mm-hmm. And it was, obviously, the girls weren't even considered in the equation, because they were just witnesses.
What a fucking awful thing to witness. My God.
Oh, I know. You just hope, like the oldest one, she would know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
So you almost just hope the youngest one doesn't.
Yeah.
Like she'd have some comprehension of being in the closet if someone like stuck her in there to be safe.
There was nothing I can do, an officer later testified. The female was deceased. Sabrina Zunich was arrested that night, and for months, 10 months, the story the world saw was a troubled foster kid kills her foster mom. A tragedy, an inexplicable act of violence.
So he like flew under the radar for a bit.
Yeah, a case that seemed to begin and end with the girl covered in blood. Kevin Knoefel returned to Willoughby Hills the day after the murder, reportedly assisting in the investigation. He attended Lisa's funeral, and he collected $785,000 in life insurance money. He paid off the mortgage on the previously foreclosed house, the house where his wife was murdered. So I guess that was foreclosed.
I would want a death house. I wouldn't want a death house.
You know what? People will buy it.
Ugh.
He bought cars. He took flying lessons. He purchased a $225,000 home in Summerfield, Florida with his mom.
Sorry.
Loser!
Bought a house with his mommy.
He reportedly bought a boat. He applied to become the legal guardian of Lisa's mentally disabled sister.
Why?
A woman with Turner syndrome who had no adult family left after Lisa died.
To abuse? Why?
I don't fucking know. Maybe to look good.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't picture this guy doing anything out of the goodness of his own heart.
No, or I think he's very stupid.
Yeah, well,
because
that too.
What healthy human male is even attracted to a young girl anyway?
Literally.
And then he manipulates
It's 1 in
this young
6.
girl. Yeah.
1 in 6 men think about looking at underage girls. 1 in 6. And, like, that floored me when I read that.
I've never heard that before.
Because I'm like, I know 6 men. Easily. So you're telling me one of them thinks about that?
No.
Like, go away. Go take them out to
Where
pasture.
did you see that? I've never heard that before. That seems high.
I think it was like when I was like deep in the Epstein files. Remind me after this is done and I'll read about it.
Okay.
I don't know how to Google that though.
Oh, without getting flagged.
Yeah.
About what is the percentage of men that look at young underage girls?
I'll just ask some sort of AI.
Yeah.
So here's what changed everything. Sabrina sat in the Lake County jail and she waited. At some point in early 2013, it became clear that Kevin was just not coming for her.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Yeah. So he wasn't defending her. He wasn't claiming any involvement. He was just out there with his insurance money and his boat and his flying lessons and his house with his mom, letting a teenager take the entire fall for something that he had engineered from the start. So she started talking.
Good girl.
In May of 2013, prosecutors conducted a formal proffer session with Sabrina, which is an interview with a cooperating witness. Sabrina told them everything: the affair, the planning, the knife, the morning that Kevin cried in the car and said that he would kill himself. On August 9th, 2013, 266 days after Lisa's murder, Kevin Knoefel was arrested. He was charged with 6 counts of sexual battery, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit aggravated murder, 3 counts of complicity to aggravated murder. He pleaded not guilty. His attorney argued that Sabrina was an emotionally unstable and troubled young woman who had fabricated Kevin's involvement to reduce her own sentence.
See, that's a weak man's answer. Own up to your shit.
You know what? It must be. I always think, oh, like a defense lawyer would be so cool because you could like defend like.
You only want to defend innocent people.
This is a point that exists in the abstract. The star witness against Kevin is the person who actually did the killing. She had every reason to shift blame. Mm-hmm. The jury heard all of that and they deliberated for 9.5 hours. They found Kevin guilty on all 11 counts.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I didn't expect that. Good.
So, he was sentenced on August 6, 2014. Nick Zanella, Megan's father and Lisa's first husband, stood in that courtroom and spoke directly to Kevin. He said Lisa was missed and he called Kevin a weak individual and a piece of garbage.
Good.
Accurate.
I'm happy that he's back in the picture.
Mm-hmm. The judge had to step in, but he added that he fully understood the sentiment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He told the courtroom that the 2 little girls go through pain every single day because of what Kevin said in motion. Kevin said nothing. He never took the stand during the trial. He never said anything at sentencing. He maintained his innocence ever since. He has filed appeals that have, and as of the last filings I could find, they have all been denied at the federal level.
I like this. The justice was served here. I like this.
So Judge Joe Gibson sentenced him to life in prison with no possibility of parole for at least 42 years.
I find that shocking, but that's good.
Yeah, so life on the murder counts plus 12 additional years for the sexual battery of Sabrina while she was a minor.
Good.
Sabrina was sentenced on September 29th, 2014, and she had pled guilty to aggravated murder and cooperated with the prosecution. She wept before she even stood up before the court.
Of course, she's still a child in this.
Yeah. Lisa did not deserve what happened to her, she said. I ask forgiveness to be given to me, not for my benefit, but for those who need the healing process to begin. I can't explain how much remorse I have and how much sadness I deal with every day. Her public defender made an argument that I haven't been able to stop thinking about. He said she had fallen in love with this older man. Kevin told her that Lisa hated her. She was sent to the absolute worst place for her, and Kevin hijacked her future. Apt. The judge called the crime among the worst that he had ever seen in terms of its brutal and shocking nature, and he said it was difficult not to impose the maximum sentence. I'm like, why? Do it. You have the power.
Well, he does have to stay neutral, but yes. Yeah.
But he gave her 30 years to life. She'll be eligible for parole in 2042 when she'll be in her late 40s. So,
yeah.
I don't even know if you can have a life, really. Like, it's not the age, but it's like, really, how?
Start living at 40? Yeah.
How do you get ahead? Like, everything has just let you down up until this point. I really feel for this girl.
I agree.
Yeah.
She was forced into these supports. She had a horrible childhood. Thrown into the foster system that should have taken care of her. On a piece of paper, it's the ideal placement because she's with a social worker.
Yeah.
But she just happened to marry a horrible human being. And it further, terrible. Like this poor girl. I don't know if it's... Obviously, she murdered someone brutally with a knife. So you're up close and personal, hearing every gurgle. Like, it's horrendous in front of her daughters. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But she was coached along the way. And so
178 stab wounds, too. Like,
yeah, so she snapped.
Stopped. Yeah.
She snapped then.
So it's like, I don't even know if it was like all of the anger of like her life coming out when she was stabbing.
Could be so many things. Anger, fear, frustration.
Like, I can't compare myself to like Sabrina Zunich. I had a pretty not great childhood. And like, I got into a lot of trouble. And yeah, I definitely could have been coaxed, I think, like looking back at myself as a teenager. But I don't know. Could I have been coaxed to stab somebody 178 times? I'm not. Like,
if you were told every day that the person that was supposed to be taking care of you hated you, and then the person you trusted most, then coached you how to kill.
Yeah, it's so fucked.
I think it'd be hard for any healthy, fully functioning
parents
teenager.
Do that in divorces too with their kids. Like, just even saying like, "Mom hates you," like, or whatever.
It's horrible, horrible, horrible. I don't know why you would poison a relationship like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But so all I'm saying in my tangent is it's hard to place blame directly on her shoulders. So yes, it was brutal, horrendous, horrible. I'm not saying it's not, but all she had was this. And it was ripped away from her. And so is it fair to put her in jail for 30 to life? I don't know.
I wish that they would have put her into like some sort of rehabilitation.
Maybe they'll move her to like a halfway house or something. Yeah. I hope.
Like,
so she gets a life.
She needs like very intensive therapy to like address her. This is like my I don't know anything opinion, but like very intensive. I don't know, therapy. I think something even beyond therapy. Like, she really needs to work on herself, and hopefully like time in prison will allow for that to happen. But I guess she went in when she would have been 18.
Yeah. So sad.
Like, you're toast at that point. Like, you're an adult in the system.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that they can't look at things by a case-by-case basis and then, like, give her the actual help that she needs to succeed later on in life. Because that happened in Canada for that girl who killed her parents. I should cover that case, too.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, God, that was awful. Anyways, lots of tangents about this one, but yeah. So she'll be out in her late 40s in 2042. In 2016, a Lake County civil court awarded $6.2 million in damages to Lisa's 2 daughters. So $5 million was assessed against Sabrina and only $1.2 million against Kevin.
Oh, that's wrong.
Yep. Neither of them has that money. Like I said,
yeah,
before,
how
it's
would that
just
even
like
as if
made
she
up.
would ever have money, you get it?
Yeah.
It's weird.
So it will likely never be collected, but what the court is saying in the clearest language that it has is this was done to these children. They matter, and what happened to them matters. And even if they were to get the $6.2 million, what is that going to fix?
Yeah.
You watched your mom get stabbed.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Ugh.
That wouldn't pay for all the therapy that they'll need. Mm-hmm. At least one of them will need anyway.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they still had the one dad and that he took in both girls.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Oof. Oh, that's heavy.
So, a couple things I want to talk about at the end.
Okay.
The first is about what the foster care system asks of the children inside of it and what it fails to see here.
Okay.
So Sabrina was 16 with a chaotic, trauma-filled history when she was placed with the Knoefels. The system did do its job. They did the checks. Mm-hmm. Social workers made their visits, and Sabrina was getting good grades. She seemed to be thriving.
Good.
The workers checked their boxes and they moved on. Nobody looked underneath. Nobody saw what was happening in the household between Kevin and this teenager. Nobody saw the grooming. Nobody saw the car rides, the late night conversations, or the way that Kevin was making Sabrina feel like the most loved person in the world while shaping her into a weapon. The most skilled predators know how to make everything look fine on the surface. Kevin Knoefel knew exactly what he was doing. Mm-hmm. Which brings me to the second thing. How deliberately Kevin built his own insulation. He chose Sabrina specifically, a girl with no stable family, no powerful advocates, no one that would have believed her over a married homeowner with a clean record. Mm-hmm. A girl whose own troubled history could be used to discredit her if she ever pointed the finger at him. He made sure that he was at work when it happened. He coached her on what to say if she got caught. He planned for her to be the one holding the knife when the lights came on. And then he walked out and started spending that insurance money. And if Sabrina hadn't cooperated, if she had stayed quiet and taken her sentence alone, maybe convinced herself that Kevin would eventually come through for her, he might still be a free man. But the third thing is Lisa. Lisa was a social worker in the sex abuse department. She spent her career identifying exactly this kind of dynamic, adults in position of authority exploiting vulnerable children, using power and manipulation and love as tools of control. And the predator was in her own home. And she started to see it and confronted it and then wanted Sabrina gone. Mm-hmm. And she was killed for it, really, is the end of it. And I don't know what to do with that except sit with it. Mm-hmm. So, last thing I'll say, worth more dead than alive. Kevin allegedly said this about his wife, the woman who he had married and the mother of his youngest daughter. The woman who dedicated her career to protecting kids and opened her home to kids who had nowhere else to go. And she was worth more dead than alive. And that phrase does something to me every time I come back to it because it's not monstrous. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just so small. Like, it reduces a whole human to a financial amount. Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, how much is $785,000 going to get you for the rest of your life?
Not much more
Yeah.
anymore.
And he found somebody desperate enough and broken enough and hungry enough for love that he could hand her a knife and step away. Which is awful. Yeah. The only things that remain from that family are Megan and Haley. Out there somewhere right now, living their lives, carrying what they carry. Megan is in her mid-20s and Haley's 17. Mm-hmm. They were never in Kevin's math. They were the part that he didn't calculate.
Douchebag.
Mm-hmm. There's an article from the Cleveland Scene by Doug Brown published in September 2013 called Worth More Dead Than Alive. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's some of the best local crime journalism ever, I feel. And he got into the story very early and dug up the records and talked to real people from Sabrina's life. So if anybody wants to listen to that or read that, super recommend it.
Interesting.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I think we've covered a lot of horrible cases at this point, and obviously nothing ever compares to Epstein, but I feel like these are the scummiest of scumbags, is the ones that prey on foster children.
Yeah, because they know that they're broken.
And they have a hard time trusting already.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just have to be a different level of perverted to do this to a child in your care.
It's a horrible, horrible case.
It is a horrible case.
Yeah.
It is a horrible case. I'm glad that... What was her name?
Sabrina?
The mom's name.
Oh, Lisa?
Yeah, Lisa. I was glad that she tried to get rid of Sabrina, but then also I wonder if there were any like mechanizations of getting out of the house. Like once she realized their relationship was too close, because she'd see the signs.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if she was like starting to think about leaving him, and then he's like, "You got to kill her so I get the money."
I imagine so, especially if they like struggle financially. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, social work doesn't pay anywhere near how much they should be getting paid.
Yeah, it pays decently in Canada.
Yeah, I don't think in the States.
Not super great though, but
Yeah.
like it's... I don't think it's close to teaching and nursing. Like it's not horrible. It's a pretty good wage.
Yeah.
I can't decide how to sit.
I know. We're almost done. I know my back is so sore. I'm like, I'm just staying like this.
I think it's okay, but that butt cheek was asleep, so I had to adjust. Yeah. I've heard of one situation and it was a home that was already cleaned out, rescued the kids. But you found out years later, because that's what I was going to say too. It's hard to catch some of these situations as well. So we heard after the fact, there was a horrible foster dad. We caught him, but it doesn't mean he didn't hurt girls. And he would brag to his buddies about breaking in the foster girls and the new girls.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Did his buddies not fucking report this?
I don't know. But like, if you think about it, what normal person would be friends with a guy like that? Also,
I don't know. If
a
somebody
perverted
told me,
human being.
I don't care how good of a friend you are. If somebody told me,
I would be frozen. I'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
I don't think I could hold myself back.
No, or like even just be like, huh, and then go home and call the fucking police.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Discreetly dial 911 as you go to the bathroom and grab your family and leave.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it does happen. It's horrible, but again, it's not everyone. So there are good humans out there.
There are. But the more I do these stories and talk to you about it, I'm like, are there? What is the... Sorry.
No, that's okay. You do that, and then I'll tell the story about how a social worker would even catch it.
The research on attraction to minors is a studied area in clinical and forensic psychology, but statistics vary wildly depending on methodology, definitions, and population studied. The data in this space is also difficult to gather accurately given self-reporting challenges and social desirability bias. And then it gives me some... Yeah, I thought I heard 1 in 6.
That just seems really high.
Maybe like 1 in 9, but that doesn't seem much better. It was like a shocking statistic.
Okay, yeah.
Because, again, I think it must have been when I was researching Epstein, because I'm like, what the hell is wrong with every single man?
Seems like a lot. Seems like a lot. Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah. But in terms of, like, checking in on these foster systems, because there are so many hoops you do need to jump through, and you do need child welfare checks, and you need continuing ones, and then you need a bunch of character references. And social workers do check in.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of the contract, is that you do scheduled and then you do spontaneous check-ins with these families. But it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes once a month.
Yeah.
And so unless you have cameras set up, like, it's so tricky once you have children in care to check on them even in the foster system. Like, it's self-reporting. So you talk to the foster parent, you check on their character references, you interview the kid, but if they've been coached so thoroughly, you're not going to get them. Very rarely will they say, yeah, my stepdad raped me. Like, yes, my stepdad is coaching me. Yeah, it's horrible. Grooming me.
Oh my God.
It is horrendous.
It's terrible. Jesus. Yeah, I don't know.
It just wants me to, like, I just want to open a big apartment building and just take care of all these kids.
Yeah.
No, I don't have bazillions of dollars.
I feel that way too when I see like some kids there's kids that are definitely maybe being neglected a little bit. And I'm like,
Oh, definitely. Do you want some milk and cookies? I'm a safe human.
yeah, Jesus.
Like I've led with that sometimes. I'm like, no, I'm a teacher. I did social work. I'm a good person.
Yeah.
You can trust me.
Okay, lady.
Just like too much.
Yeah.
You are overbearing. Please leave.
Yeah, it's a terrible case. This one I think about quite a bit.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Sorry for ruining your day.
To sum up, go hug your babies.
Yeah, hug your babies and fuck Kevin.
Don't be a douchebag.
Kevin sucks.
Yeah, I can get on board with this. He's a douchebag.
I can't remember what he looks like. Is he balding?
Probably balding. We're working on a theory.
No, he has a full head of hair. Oh,
That makes it worse.
listen, we're okay with men who are balding.
One of the two of us find it attractive.
It's okay. This is a balding. Well, he shaved his head in jail, so I don't know what that means. But,
Balding.
Yeah. There was actually, I forgot to include this in the notes, but there was a couple of times. Oh my God, you know who he looks like? Andy from The Office.
Oh.
Sorry, Andy.
Sorry.
There was a couple of times in the case too where like some of Sabrina's friends noticed how uncomfortable they were and like definitely like something was going on. But again, you're a teenager, like
Yeah, everything makes you uncomfortable when you're a teenager.
yeah, like you don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you don't think you have a place yet. Which, speak up. Speak up, children.
I agree.